You can choose to be happy now. As strange, cheesy, like maybe obvious, or I don't know how it sounds, you know. It sounds like this thing that's not possible for most people, because they either think that they have to be super spiritual to be happy now, or that they have to achieve like all the stuff that they need to achieve in order to be happy. But like, as a matter of fact, you can truly be happy right now. And the reason why, it's just so, actually it's so fucking obvious. It is like the only person that is in control of your state, of how you feel and what you think, is you. And it has always been you since you were born. And when you were happy in the past, it was not because of certain circumstances, but because you decided that when the circumstance occurred, you'd be happy. So maybe you made that choice unconsciously, and then you thought it was because of that thing. But no thing can make you feel happy. You're making you feel happy yourself. And I also noticed this, like I was just taking a walk, and I noticed that I was just like just thinking, meditating, and I noticed that every time I've been sad in my life and I felt betrayed, or I felt like life was against me, um, it was actually just a thought, and it was just me who was against myself, and it was me who was defining life as being against me. So it was not like life was against me, it was my choice to basically feel bad and to say, uh, I feel bad because of this. Every time you say I feel bad because, you're basically choosing to feel bad because you're gonna look for the reasons in your life while you can feel bad. And you can apply this to everything. Like, for example, when you're in pain, and or if you're sick, the only reason why you're unhappy is not because of the pain or because you're sick. It's because you think it's not normal. It's because you think you should be healthy, you should like feel normal. You think it's maybe gonna last a long time, and you're afraid of it. So it's all thoughts. It's just because of this. It's not because of what you're experiencing in the moment. It's because of all your thoughts, all your assumptions. And so basically what you're doing is you're fucking yourself. You're making yourself suffer through your thoughts and assumptions. So I'm not saying pain is nice. Pain is not nice at all. But it's neutral. It's just an experience. And when you have pain, and on the top of it, you make all these assumptions, then you suffer a fucking lot. And so I noticed that every time I suffered, it was because of me, and it made me cry. And it made me also very happy, because then I was like, shit. I realized that I have the freedom to choose how I feel in every moment. And I also felt like kind of I was looking around and seeing everything in my surroundings, the sky, the earth, and I was like, there's something that is sustaining everything, that is sustaining my body, my, like, everything that is, you know. There's just something that makes this possible. Everything that is, that exists. And it's not me. You know? It's not you either. Because you don't do that, right? And then I was like, this thing that makes all of this happen also gives me and this body the freedom to choose how I feel. And it's just like kind of an experience that I want to share. So I don't know if this is going to help you to be more happy or if it will sound just strange. But what I want to say is like, you don't control anything but what you think and how you feel. But like everything else is not in your under your control. And the beautiful thing is, everything that you've ever done in your whole life was to feel good, and that this final goal, you have control over it. So you can actually be happy before you reach like all the stuff that you want, and you don't actually need to do anything to be happy. You don't need to have a life purpose to be creative, or all these things, you know, like all this stuff, being creative, having a life purpose, friends and all, it makes it easier to be happy. It makes it a lot easier, but that doesn't mean that you need them to be happy. So if you don't have these things right now in your life, you still can be happy. It's gonna be a little bit harder, but it's gonna be a lot more worth it, because you're going to learn, you're going to have to learn how to be happy basically on your own without these things. And either you do that or you feel miserable, and these things are not going to happen to you anyways until you're happy, if you don't have them in your life right now. And so you can, well, like the most important thing is to try to be more aware, like at every moment in the day, and try to see what you think and how it makes you feel. And there are certain thoughts that are just so obvious, so you're gonna notice them. But then there are other thoughts that are semi-unconscious, and every time you feel bad, you're like, sometimes you're gonna feel bad and you're not gonna know why. And you're gonna be like, but there's no thought. Like, I'm not thinking anything in particular, and I still feel bad. And that's when actually you have some unconscious beliefs like running in your mind. And then you can start asking yourself, like, what am I thinking that makes me feel bad? And most of the time, it's a simple assumption like, what I'm going through right now is going to last. I cannot be happy unless I'm changing this situation, or you know, certain things like that. Maybe you won't express them in the same way, and these thoughts, they're not like conscious. You're not thinking this, but you must be thinking it unconsciously, otherwise you wouldn't feel bad to begin with. And so you can start to do this. You can choose to feel happy right now by being aware of what it is you're thinking about right now. And then choose the thought that you actually like. And try to see that everything you think is just a thought, and it's not reality. The only reality there is what you feel right now, what you can see, hear, and that's it. The thing is, we make so many assumptions. It's insane. And we don't know it. We're like, life is like going to be like this for me forever. Stuff is hard to change. I'm not creative and I'm never gonna be. All these goals I want to have, they're gonna take so much work to achieve. Like, we make so many assumptions. And when you stop thinking those thoughts and buying into them, then you start being happy, because you notice that there's no reason why you couldn't be happy right now, because it's just like pounding yourself in your face, smashing your own face at every second otherwise, which is basically what all humans are doing. And it's crazy because it doesn't help. It doesn't make things happen quicker, better, easier. You have to feel good if you want to like have stuff happening in your life. And I'm going through this. I'm feeling better and better at every moment for no reason. And how I do this is that I changed all my beliefs about reality. I know that everything can change super quick, and that I can change how I feel all the time. It is my choice. You are no victim. And as long as you think that you're a victim, you are going to be a fucking victim. And it takes time, dedication, and effort to change this. You gotta want to change it, and you have to change it like all day long. Be aware, and it's gonna be a game that you like to do. But the good thing is, like, there's so many ways to achieve this. You're just gonna like do it in your own way that you like, and you're gonna change like how you perceive life, how you think of your own life, and start like finally being happy even though nothing changes. This is really important. Being happy before stuff changes. A few months ago, I didn't know, like, I knew somehow it would be possible, but it seemed like so out of reach for me. And now I'm finally there. I'm feeling better and better and better for no reason. And I'm also having like stuff happening in my life, like meeting more people, being more creative and all. And I don't even care that much. So I'm oscillating between my old self and my new self. So the old self is like still being anxious about the future, even though it doesn't change anything to be anxious about my future. But yes, so choose to be happy right now. Find a fucking way, because it's the only point in life. What other thing is there to do? Like all the rest, you can still do it, but being happy. So it's a lot better. Thanks for listening.